Survivor speaks.
We ended up in high seas floating. Those waves started to come over the boat and we started to sink.
The man spotted clinging to a boat off Florida's coast is asking for asylum. Concerns of a county.
We have proven over and over that no challenge is too great when we stand together united.
Mayor Daniela Levine Cava going virtual for her State of the County address. White House welcome.
We want to partner with the administration and be able to move beyond the pandemic.
The nation's governors in the People's House to discuss the pandemic. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Anya Joseph.
I'm Juliana Restrepo. Today is Tuesday, February 1st, 2022.
From the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
The story behind a shipwreck in the Atlantic and 39 victims who had hoped to reach Florida, told by the wreck's sole survivor. Migrant Juan Esteban Montoya is the only person to be rescued alive from the traumatic experience at sea.
It was a little over a week ago off the coast of Fort Pierce. He shares that 39 of the passengers, including his sister, were on board the boat and hoped to reach Florida from the Bahamas. Montoya recalls that a few hours into the voyage, the engine failed and left the migrants in high seas. The waves intensified and caused their boat to sink.
Imagine what happened to me was something disastrous, he says, and it is something that I do not wish upon anyone. Do not do the journey this way, especially with family members or loved ones, because you may lose them just like I did with my sister. It is something very heartbreaking.
3 days later, Good Samaritans found him floating in the water. He calls them his angels. Montoya is asking the U.S. government for asylum. Miami-Dade's mayor wraps up the first year in office in a virtual broadcast. Mayor Daniela Levine Cava delivers her second State of County address in Reynolds Park. The network's Delali Solache gives us the highlights of the mayor's address.
Progress being recognized in Reynolds Park as Mayor Daniela Levine Cava delivers her State of the County address.
I address you today with gladness and hope to let you know that the state of our county is stronger than ever.
The speech summed up the accomplishments and challenges the county's community has experienced during her first year in office.
Through each of these chapters, we were reminded that despite the many perils, our community will always come together in the face of tragedy. Through acts of kindness, courage, and solidarity, we overcome and we emerge stronger. We have proven over and over that no challenge is too great when we stand together united.
The mayor spoke on the local economy's progression as it recovers from the ongoing pandemic.
Today, we lead the state in our vaccination rate, well over the national average. This result is more than a public health milestone. It is a true logistical feat.
Also highlighting the county's economy, which has ranked the best in the entire nation during the pandemic.
And we will accelerate our recovery by doubling down on investments that help businesses succeed in the post-pandemic economy, connecting our workforce to high-paying jobs in the highest growth industries.
And her plans and goals for the upcoming year.
We all want a safer, more prosperous Miami-Dade, more good-paying jobs, more housing that is affordable, more mobility in our economy and on our roads and transit corridors, and a resilient environment now and for all the generations to come. We want a better and even brighter future. And I can assure you, we are well on our way.
And the mayor shares she wants to see more investment into solar power and protection in Biscayne Bay. Reporting for the South Florida Media Network, Zitlali Solache.
Police are investigating this morning after 2 men were shot while driving southbound in Lauderhill. It was yesterday morning near Northwest 19th and 19th Street and State Road 7. Police say 2 men were in a Mercedes when someone in another car shot them. Both men were taken to the hospital and are considered stable. The shooters got away.
Video has been released this morning showing shots fired from inside a moving car. Here in South Florida, back in June, Eric Popper was driving southbound on I-95 when he allegedly changed lanes and cut off another driver. Renee Suarez passed Popper and threw an object towards Popper's car. Popper thought he had been shot. In response, he fired 11 shots towards Suarez. Luckily, neither of the individuals were injured, but both drivers were arrested.
Law enforcement in Florida are investigating this morning after reports of an assault during a protest by Nazi white supremacists. Deputies in Orlando Saturday arrived after someone called them to say the demonstrators were yelling profanities and anti-Semitic slurs at passing drivers. One man who was seen punching another man and wearing a Nazi insignia on his sleeve. Governor DeSantis, who was in Palm Beach County yesterday, condemned the men's actions.
You know, some jackasses, doing this on the street. First of all, state law enforcement is going to hold them accountable because they were doing stuff on the overpass. So they're absolutely going to do that, and they should do that.
A group which calls itself America's Nazi Party admitted to holding the event, but has since made a comment.
Elon Musk offers to pay off a college student in Florida.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
For all of the differences we may have, we found a lot of common ground.
Governors meeting at the White House to tackle problems including COVID. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music.
Yeah.
Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
I help our fellows design their paths as creative entrepreneurs. My experiences serving startups, creative businesses, and cultural organizations, and my journey as a queer mixed immigrant with Haitian and Arabic roots, inform the co-creative environment we foster at Radcliffe. We leverage our collective diversity to encourage the building of lifelong personal learning networks and mindsets that stimulate continuous innovation.
Concerns for the nation as the governors of several states meet with President Biden at the White House. The governor speaking to reporters after the meeting.
The network's Daniela Jaramillo from our D.C. Bureau is in Washington this morning.
Yesterday morning, the White House hosted the National Governors Association annual winter meeting, where bipartisan governors discussed the future of the pandemic. Some governors are ready to move on from the pandemic.
We need to move away from the pandemic, and we asked the president to help give us clear guidelines on how we can return to a greater state of normality. We want to partner with the administration and be able to move beyond the pandemic.
Some good news in the fight against COVID-19. Positive COVID-19 cases are decreasing. Johns Hopkins University reports positive cases have gone down 30% from a week ago. Hospitalizations are down 11% from a week ago, according to the Department of Health and Human Services. Some states and cities are changing COVID-19 restrictions. In Colorado, state public health officials removed the requirement that people must show proof of vaccination to attend public indoor events of more than 500 attendees in several counties, including Denver. Today, San Francisco is lifting mask mandates in offices and gyms for the vaccinated.
I certainly share the optimism that we're in a better place now, and we will be in a better place in a few weeks. But I don't think that means that we should take our foot off the accelerator.
The National Governors Association Vice Chair and New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy said they discussed what does the road from the pandemic to endemic look like. During the 4-day meeting, the governors held policy discussions on topics including infrastructure investments, strategies to continue to facilitate America's return to work, and ways to prepare for and respond to a cyber attack.
For all of the differences we may have, we found a lot of common ground this weekend among governors and with the administration, and I put infrastructure at the top of that list.
President Joe Biden said that there's still a lot of progress to do before the nation returns to normality, as the Omicron variant plagues the country. This is Daniela Jaramillo from Washington, D.C., reporting for SFMN.
Do you want to know where Elon Musk is? Well, go to Twitter to find out where his private jet is. 19-year-old UCF freshman Jack Sweeney uses public data from the Federal Aviation Administration to track Elon Musk's plane and reveal its location. Musk asked how he did it and offered Sweeney $5,000, which he rejected and asked for $50,000 and a new car. Musk declined and advised him to keep the account open for Bitcoin payments.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Anya Joseph.
I'm Juliana Restrepo. Get more news at sfmn.edu.